So I'm working also for QDAT, and at this talk I want to present an interesting project we did with HNet, the Irish Emmet, and it was called Ireland. And I hope that this project also will become one of the success stories Jenny had shown yesterday and her talk about the success stories she had at HNet. Oversized and fair research data management gained momentum in Europe and also in Ireland. And the National Open Research Forum recognized this, and therefore they took this up and placed a call for this. At the moment, there were no national services at present in Ireland for storing and sharing active research data. And also, the services available at the institutional level were not sufficient to support all the kind of researchers. Therefore, researchers are really trying out to get those kind of services available for research data management and more finally also for active data. So, for this, the National Open Research Forum opened a call for proposals for setting up a pilot for store services for active data. And HNet proposed a proposal for this, and that was called Ireland. The objectives of the proposal was really of piloting, so really understanding what are the researchers need for data storage, but also for sharing data across multiple communities and within the research, with the research itself. Also, it was about testing how to build up such a service at the national level, and really test this via different kinds of use cases. So part of the whole process was really designing the service, building the service, testing the service with the researchers. So the concept was that they want to use existing services or existing technologies. A strong link with communities was really needed to build trust with the researchers as an organization. And they also contacted QDAT to provide input in designing this kind of service, because QDAT was already doing this at the European level. For doing the requirements analysis of building such a service, they invited many different organizations to be part of the project and to really submit use cases for testing. Multiple institutes in Ireland were part of the project. 11 different use cases were identified. 5 of those use cases were selected to go to the first phase. And if you can see through all the use cases, the interesting aspect for this was that the use cases come from very many different science fields. We could not serve all the use cases, because the use cases had very specific requirements. The development of the service was in 3 different phases. First, we were testing on existing services, which was provided by QDAT, because then we had quick access to the service, researchers could start quickly. The second phase was in designing and building the service in Ireland themselves, testing the service and learn about what is needed to do this at the national level. And the third phase, where they are currently at, is that they want to see how do we bring this pilot service into production and sustainable. For testing the solution at Ireland, they built up 3 different sites. They used to be the drop-in and veto access service at those 3 different sites, but they were based on different kinds of data and technologies. So in this case, they could learn what is needed to build an infrastructure, and if you want to do this across the whole country. So this looking at how to configure and build the infrastructure, how to operate such an infrastructure, but also how do you want to support the users and user groups within such an environment. The building and deployment of the service was successful in Ireland. They had very positive feedback from the research communities in the use cases. Now it was the step, how do you want to proceed after the pilot phase? Do we want to build a service in Ireland themselves, or do we want to buy a service? And in looking at buying the service, they were also contacting different kinds of providers who could offer the service from Ireland, to Ireland. I want to acknowledge these people because these are the people who really worked in the project. I was not that active in the project myself or in the preparation, but they really did the work. So, I want to thank you. If you have any interest, questions, please come to me, or we also have a booth at Executive.